everybody. How are you doing today? Hope you're all well. This is Kelly Klapstein. I'm here for Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. So I hope you're having a good day, and I have to turn on my iPad here, so just bear with me. So we're going to make a card today with some really cute Ranger products, and well, these cute stamps. Just love these stamps. And I don't know if many of you have worked with Dilution stamps, but they're just awesome. Hi, Judy. Okay, so I'll get this going here. And then I'm just sharing and okay, so let's get started. I made this card and it is Earth Day tomorrow, but I thought, you know what, this card is great. Hi Uta, this card is great for Mother's Day, right? So I'll show you what I've used. I put this on Coordinations cardstock, and I used a distressed watercolor cardstock. You've seen me use that before if you watched another scope. Hi there, Susanna, welcome. Okay, here are the stamps. I used this set here, the Dilutions. I love this stamp set with the leaves. And these two, and they're huge, right? These two sets of leaves. And one is a solid and one is an outline leaf. Hi, Mag Stamp. Hey there. Okay, and then look at these like rose. Aren't these cute? These little rose outline images. So there's two sizes of those. And I don't know if you know Dilutions brand by Diane Reevely, and it is manufactured by Ranger. So these are what I'm using today. So what I did is I took the two sizes of stamps and I stamped them. Oh, hi Kathy, thank you. I stamped them on this watercolor cardstock, and then I added some watercolor effects with the distress crayons. So I've used these in a couple of scopes. Okay, Katrina, and there are 3 sets of distress crayons. I am kind of mixing and matching today. I'm using a green from this earthy tone set. I'm not using the neutrals, and then I'm using the pink and green and blue from the bright set, or is the blue from, yeah, I don't know, I'm mixed up now. Okay, so I think this green is from this set, and then these brighter colors are from the brighter set. All right, so if you haven't used these before, they are water soluble, so we're going to add some water with them. But a lot of people have talked about issues with blending them. Now I wanted to mention this because this is important for a lot of different mixed media projects, not just these distress crayons. And some of you might know this. So here is a really cute brush, a distress brush, but it's made for the new mediums that Tim Holtz and Ranger have put out. So I have the mediums here. One is called Crazing. It has a crackle effect. This one is matte. This is the one we're going to use, the collage medium. And this one is distress collage medium. So similar to this, except you can see the color is brownish or tea stained, so you get a more of a distressed look. So what I'm going to do, and what is very helpful in working with distress crayons, and you mixed media people probably know this, is you just take your collage medium, this is the matte collage medium, and you think this is little, but this stuff goes a long way. And again, I have this distress watercolor cardstock. So this is the Ranger, the Tim Holtz brand Ranger Distress Watercolor cardstock, and you can see the tooth in it. It's quite textured, it's really nice to work with. And then you just get some medium on your brush, and then you swipe it across your card, your watercolor paper, and this will make a huge difference, and it dries very quickly. This will make a huge difference when you're working with your distress crayons. So set this down, let it dry completely, it takes a few minutes. Now I prepped one ahead of time. It is kind of hard to see, but if you're methodical and you just go back and forth, gesso it's similar to clear gesso. Yes, Kathy, but it's a collage medium, so it's also, I think, like can work like an adhesive. But don't quote me on that. It's totally new. So I know if you go to the Ranger website, you can definitely learn more about it. So yes, it goes on clear. So we'll leave this to dry, and I'll just put this into water. Do not let any mediums dry on your brushes. You want to stick your brushes into water and or clean them off right away. But instead of cleaning it off, I'm going to just keep on going, keep on trucking. So here is my prepared piece. You can't see the medium on it, but I can definitely feel the difference. So it feels more slippery. How can I say it? Okay, now we're gonna take these stamps, and remember last time I was stamping with I was stamping without my stamp block, and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna do that this time. So if you're not familiar, there is a stamp block collection that is Tim Holtz, and there's a whole, you can get like 7 different or 8 different stamp blocks. Hi, Evie. In one package. These are awesome. They're all different sizes. So I just have 3 to show you, but there's also big sizes as well. And the great thing about these Tim Holtz stamp blocks, Ranger stamp blocks, is they're quite thin, so they're, you know, not chunky, lightweight, and they're also have the grid lines, and the grid lines are really nice for lining up stamps. Now, you know that I'm not really a stamp liner upper, but anyway. Okay, so now I am going to ink up my stamps, and you know the best way to do that is place your stamp flat on a surface and take your pad and put it down like this. The medium I put on the card, on this watercolor paper, is this Distress Collage medium, the matte. It's the new Tim Holtz Distress Collage medium, and it's by Ranger. Okay? Now I'm going to take this Ranger Archival ink that's jet black, and like I said, I will open it up. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. And I will ink up my larger... Oh, it crack me up too sometimes. Okay, so I will ink up my larger rose. I have the 2 sizes of rose if you just tuned in from this Dilution stamp set. And I will just... I didn't bring my stamp block, or sorry, my stamp cushion. So I'm going to use this. And I'll put this one here. And you know, the watercolor paper is quite rough, okay? So I don't want to rock my stamp really, but I want it to sit there. And even though it's rough, you get a nice clean I'm not taking any medicine, Evie. You get a nice clean imprint. Okay, so let's do that again. I'm just going to stamp these cute Dilution roses, about 5 of them. Okay, and doesn't that look nice? I tell you, I adore these stamps. So you could actually have a lot of fun if you're a coloring book person, or you have a lot of different colors you want to use. You don't have to just do watercolors, right? Yeah, super cute. So, like I said, I'm going to put about 5 of them on here. Oh, hi, Cherry. Hi, Danielle. So the stamps that I'm using is this one. It's the Dilutions by Diane Reevely, and it's called Branching Out. So if you want to take a screenshot, it's a wonderful stamp set. Thanks for the hearts. Aren't those globes cute? Okay, so let's do 2 more of these roses. Got to make sure I get my ink on there. It's always hard to do things perfectly on Periscope, so if there's a boo-boo, you have to forgive me. You're welcome, Shaya. Okay, 1 more rose. So I did 2 big ones, 2 fatties, and 3 smallies. Okay. And again, I don't really rock it, but it is a textured paper, so I want to be careful that I get. Isn't that cute? So this is that archival ink that's awesome for watercolor, and it's yeah, awesome for watercolor, and it's great in terms of being waterproof. Oh, there it is, waterproof, duh. Okay, Kelly, good explanation there. Now, again, I'm using the Distress watercolor cardstock. What are those globes? Well, tomorrow's Earth Day, so I did a hashtag on my Periscope, hashtag Earth Day, because I saw Andrew do that, so I'm copying Andrew. Aren't they cute? So what you do to get the globes, somebody can tell you, is you tap your screen and you send hearts if you like what you're seeing. So if I don't see hearts and globes, I'm going to panic. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so if you just stepped in, I'll just briefly review. This is a Distress watercolor cardstock or paper. I covered it and let dry this collage medium. Then I stamped with my archival waterproof ink. And now I am going to take a black permanent marker and I'm going to draw some stems. Then I'll do my leaves. Okay, see, isn't that fun, all those globes flying up? So I'm just going to be kind of doodly about these leaves. Oh, and Kelly grabbed a Sharpie that is somewhat dry. Of course I did. Yes. So make it doodly, you don't have to be straight. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, just bear with me. I might have to run. I was using it earlier and it was fine, honestly. Of course, you know, you go on Periscope and all these things happen. Okay. Yeah, Andrew's my guardian angel. Didn't you know that? Yes, he is. So I'm just drawing my stems and yeah, doing a really awesome job with my dry Sharpie. Sharpie, why didn't you? Okay, anywho, that's okay, because you know what I can do when I'm finished watercoloring? I can grab a different Sharpie or a different permanent marker. Should I use my Tombow Mono Twin, but no. Okay. Yeah. All right. There are my stems. And now I'm going to go back to this ginormous stamp set. I'm going to take there's 2 sets of leaves. I'm going to take this outline leaf with the polka dots. And I'm going to just stamp a few bunches of leaves on the bottom. Okay, we're getting to the Distress crayons any minute. Okay, and I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath so I don't, I should have done this, so I don't get onto my, there. So now okay, now my son is coming home from school, and I thought I was home alone. So let me see where I'm stamping. I'm just going to put something like here, and let's do that. So I have this, and I'm not using a block, so just, you know what, forgive me, right? I'm not using a block. There we go. So then you can stamp off on and not get it on your table, which is actually surprising because normally I get stuff on my table. And I'll do that again, just with these top ones. And like that, lower down. Okay, and once more. Yeah, it works, these stamps. Honestly, I use them a lot. There's a lot of people I know who there we go, who use stamps without blocks. And I turn this so it doesn't always look the same. So it looks kind of different. I went off camera there. Okay, good. So you get the general idea. I mean, stamping isn't always perfect on here, but I'll stop making excuses. So it's kind of similar to this one, a little bit. That's what we're going for. And now we get the distress crayons. Now because I did put the coat of a medium on here. I think that's cute, hey? Yeah. So now you can paint it basically with your distress crayons, but because I covered this watercolor paper with this medium, the distress crayons are going to really, really move nicely. So I have a water brush. It's not colored, it's just stained. This is the water brush I'm using. It's the Tim Holtz Ranger water brush with the flat tip. Okay, so you have your water right inside. And I'm going to take my distress crayons. Now hopefully this ink has dried. Because I have the medium on there, it should be dry, but you know what? If it isn't, it isn't. Usually it dries immediately. So I'm just going to add the distress crayons to the center of the flowers, as that's where I want the most color. Okay, and then I'll make sure there's nothing in my water brush, and I'll just go in, and then I will start moving the color, and it moves immediately. So those of you who have your distress crayons and are having trouble with blending and moving them, you can see it just moves and blends and dissolves perfectly. Yeah. So you can see though how light it got, right? Like look at this and this. It really lightened up a lot. So you want to keep that in mind. If you want a darker flower, you have to add a little bit more color than you originally thought. The other thing is, if you didn't apply an even coat of the medium, it's going to show up. Like your color will be uneven and it will stick. So hopefully I did. So here you can see the difference by adding more of the crayon. So more of the crayon has a huge, hi baby cricket, has a huge difference. So this is the same crayon, and you can see the difference in color in light and dark. So I'll just quickly, I'm going to rush through this because you know you don't want to see me doing this all day long, right? I'll quickly finish up these flowers. Now if I hadn't prepped the paper, the crayon would still move quite well on the watercolor paper, but not as well. Yes, Danielle, must get crayons. So again, these ones are the brighter pack. Okay, thanks for the hearts and the globes. There we go. Okay, so there we have our roses colored. Isn't that cute? I actually like them a little bit darker. So this is kind of dry. I'm going to go in and try to add a little bit more color to this one. Make it more vibrant. You see how easy that was? Bingo. All right. Oh, that's the wrong cap. And now for the rest of it, I'm going to just put the light green on the stems. And you know what? Although I'm rushing, I actually don't care about missing or going in the lines. I will add a little bit of this green to these stems, just scribbling. Yes, this makes the slicker surface. So this is what I prepped this paper with to make a slicker surface. So I have two colors of green, this olive green and the lighter green, and I'll just again scribble some green onto these leaves. Have two tones. That's all I'm doing is scribbling the markers. You don't need much. So I've used these distress crayons a few times. Did I say markers? Sorry. And this is the opening tip. I haven't even turned this to expose more crayon. Like a little goes a long way. Yeah, is everybody talking about my globes? So I'm cleaning my water brush right now. I shouldn't have done that actually because I put hand cream on. Oopsies. Okay, so I'm going to go in now and add water. And you can see immediately that crayon starts to move. So here's what I prepped it with, and the crayon starts to move. Yeah, oopsies. Let me get my stems. Did I forget about my stems? Oh, probably. Okay, so just move it around, and this olive like really goes a long way. You can see that it's totally. Now you know the other thing you can do is you can put the crayon on a plastic palette. So I've done that as well. I'll show you that with the blue. I'm going to do the blue sky. So let's just quickly blob this around. There we go. I need more water here. So if the crayon isn't moving, it means I haven't prepped my surface enough. But you get the idea. Right? Yeah, it's pretty cute. Okay. I think I went too much with the olive on there. Anyway, that's fine. So what I wanted to say is you don't always have to just apply your crayon direct to here. So I can do this for the sky. So I'm going for this card here, right? So I can add this to the sky, or I don't have a palette here. I can put the crayon right on this plastic and pick it up from the plastic and add it on here from the plastic. So you make your own palette. Or if you have prepped your surface here, you can put your crayon directly on your surface. So there are two ways to use it. So I'm just going to spread it around. I don't want too much color, so I'm not going to. You can see how a little goes a long way. I was able to color all of this area. Bo-bam. Is that the word, Andrew? I'm able to cover a lot of area with a little bit of pigment. And I'm even going over the branch. Oh, did I forget to do my stems? Come, nobody's reminding me. Usually I have some reminding type people on here that tell me what I've forgotten quite regularly. Now I have to clean my brush, otherwise I'll have a green sky. Okay. Guess the reminding people aren't around. Now I'm getting green in my sky, but that doesn't matter. And there you have a really cute card. And actually, look at it. It's much lighter or darker than this. Oh, Deanna, it was on purpose. Sorry, I did that on purpose, yes. Or not. Now I have this green here, and now I want to actually move a little bit of green here. Right? Make it look a little bit more watercolory, but look at the magic, hey? Look at the magic happen. There you go. So that's it. That's all there's to it. So you have here's your test, distress watercolor cardstock. I put collage medium on there. Then I stamped with my dilution stamps. Oops. With my archival ink. Then I applied my distress crayons and added water with my water brush. Ta-da! And that's it. Yes, the medium is an important part of getting the crayon to move on the paper, right? Yes, it is an important part. So, for example, let me put the crayon, this side is not prepped, and the crayon moves a bit like this. You're welcome. This side is prepped, and look at the crayon move on this. So this side has medium, okay? This side doesn't. So there's a huge difference in how much the crayon moves with the medium. Well, Deanna, I love Tim Holtz stuff, don't you? There you go. Okay, so the medium makes a big difference when working with your distress crayons. And the watercolor paper is watercolor cardstock from Tim Holtz Ranger. Used with distress markers, ink stains, and paints, double-sided, smooth, and textured. And this is wonderful stuff. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope you have a great Earth Day tomorrow. Maybe you can make a card. You're welcome. Maybe you can do a thank you card or a birthday card with this, or, you know, have fun with your distress crayons and do a little bit of a watercolor. Thanks, everybody. You'd have to check online for the pricing, I'm not sure. Thanks, have a great day. Bye, Uta. Bye, Danielle. Bye, Deanna. Is that Michelle? Okay, bye, everybody. I don't know if Kathy's still here. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks, Kathy. Bye, Andrew. Bye, Joni. Judy, bye. Bye, Susan.